Hello, it's your friendly neighborhood librarian here, and I'm going to tell you guys today about some amazing books that you can get on CleveNet through your Sora app. I know Miss McCann has been showing you guys how to hook Sora and CleveNet together so you can search all of the tween and YA books that we have in our library electronic collection. So I'm going to tell you about some of my very favorite books that you can get in the middle school without having to come to our library. So the first one I'm going to talk about is The Tale of Despereaux by Kate Dicamillo. And a bunch of people liked this so much that it won an award. It won the Newbery Award Medal. There's only one of those given to a book each year, so this is pretty cool. It's about Despereaux the mouse. And it's very cute, and he goes on adventures. And I really love the way that Kate describes things in this book. And she talks directly to you. She'll say things like, "Dear reader," and it's super fun and cute. And Despereaux is an amazing, adventuresome mouse. You can see he has a sword. He wants to be a knight. He's adorable. I love it a lot. It's one of my favorite books. This book series is called Magisterium, is the name of the book series. And the first book in the series is The Iron Trial, and it is by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. And they usually write YA books, but this is a tween. It's a nice middle grade book, and this one is super cool about magic, and the world that these three people live in doesn't like magic, and they need to save the world. And there's magic and adventure and three kids. It's a really good series. There are 5 books in the series. So if you like the first one, there's 4 more for you to read. And if you really like the way the writing is, you can do an author search in Sora and look for Cassandra Clare and Holly Black, and you could read their YA books if you'd like to as well. This book is called York. It's by Laura Ruby, and it is a super cool book. It's kind of steampunky, if you know what steampunk is. So the premise is we have New York City, and these 2 very mysterious twins showed up 54 years ago, and they built all this awesome, amazing technology, but then they disappeared. But they left behind a puzzle that you can solve and get a whole bunch of treasure. So there are 3 kids, Tess, Theo, and Jamie, and they're trying to solve the puzzle that the architects left. And it's super cool, and there's stuff about technology and steam engines, and it's a treasure hunt and a riddle solving book. It's a really good book, and there are 2 books so far in this series. So that's York by Laura Ruby. This is a great funny series, and it has pictures in it. I'm going to open it, see if I can find a book. But that one doesn't have pictures. So there's pictures in this book. This is the middle school series by James Patterson. The first book is called Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life. And it's hilarious and funny. It's kind of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. If you liked Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you will like Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life, and the rest of the series. This series of books I know some of you have read because I've personally watched you check them out. This is called the TBH series, and it says right here it's a novel in text. There's a specific name for this genre. This is an epistolary novel. That means that all of the stuff in here are text messages or diary entries or letters. So it looks just like your phone, and they're texting each other back and forth. And this has, I think, 4 books in the series, and they're super cool and fun. And nice and short, there's not a lot of words on each page. This is another funny book. I don't have the first book in the series to show you because it's super popular and it's checked out right now. But all of the books are My Big Fat Zombie Goldfish. This book is about a boy who brings a goldfish home, and his brother turns it into an undead zombie. And then they go on all sorts of adventures. And the brother tries to take over the school, and the zombie goldfish helps them not take over the school. This is the 3rd one in the series. It's called Fins of Fury, but there are lots of them, and you can look them up. They're by Mo O'Hara. My Big Fat Zombie Goldfish. Very funny, extremely silly books. This is another one of my favorite book series. The Strange Case of Origami Yoda. So this book has 3 or 4 books in the series, depending on how you count them. One of them is just how to do origami stuff. So at lunch one day, they make an origami Yoda at school, and then mysterious Star Warsy things start to happen. So this book is funny. It's got a lot of jokes in it, and if you like Star Wars and funny books, this might be the book for you. If you like Disney and Disney books, then these will be awesome for you. This one is called Reflection, and these are a Twisted Tale series. You can search on Sora a Twisted Tale, and all the books in the series will come up, or you can search specifically for the title. This one is about Mulan, but it's what if Mulan had to travel to the underworld to save her father. So that's really cool, and I'm going to show you another one in a second. So this is called Reflection. There's one about Beauty and the Beast. There's a Cinderella one. This one is more YA, so this might be a harder read. This is like a 7th grade and up book. It's called Straight On Till Morning, and this one is what if Wendy went to Neverland with Captain Hook and not Peter Pan. So again, it's a Twisted Tale. You can search Twisted Tale on Sora, and all of the Disney Twisted Tale books will come up, and this is one of them. Keeping with the YA theme, this is one of my favorite YA series. So it's in cursive. This is the Luxe, and it's by Anna Godbersen, which is really fun to say. It's Godbersen. And these books are set in New York, but not steampunk New York. These are set in New York during the time when people wore dresses like this. And it's about 2 sisters, and it's a little Pretty Little Liars. They're doing some scandalous things. They're trying to find husbands. They're trying to be popular at the ball. They're fighting with their best friends, all while wearing amazing dresses. So if you like New York and you like girl drama, this is a girl drama book. And there are 3 books in this series as well. So if you like the first one, you can read all of them. So it's The Luxe by Anna Godbersen. Last YA book. This series is the one I'm reading right now, and you have to forgive the bad book cover. I almost didn't read this book because I was like, what is going on with this cover? So this is The Throne of Glass. By Sara J. Maas. She writes amazing books. So in this book, it's kind of like what if Cinderella was an assassin? So here's the main character. She is a highly trained assassin, but she gets brought to the palace to try to win a contest to become the king's champion and gain her freedom because she's an assassin, so she was in jail at the time. And there are 7 books in this series, and they're very good. There's a lot of sword fighting. There's also some romance. Good, fun book, especially if you're a 7th or 8th grader. This would be a really cool series for you to read. She has some other series that she's written as well, which are definitely like high school age books. But this one is a good book for an older middle school student, and I'm reading it right now. I will warn you that when you get to the end of the first book, it ends on a cliffhanger. So maybe make sure you have both the first and the second books checked out before you start reading, because you don't want to be stuck without a book. That would be terrible. So I hope you liked my book recommendations, and I will see you soon.